Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Best and Worst of Walt Disney World. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined, as always, by my good friend, Mr. Steve Porter.
Hello.
And back in the production nook, our producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Hello.
Along with the giant head of Rhino Clavin. He doesn't have a microphone, which is intentional. So, all right, this week, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to talk about the best gadgets to have with you at Walt Disney World. Now, anybody who spent any time watching any of our shows that I've been on, at least, knows that gadgets are something that are near and dear to my heart. My house is full of them, and so is my backpack when I go to the parks. So we thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about what things we find indispensable to help make the experience at Disney World a little better.
A little easier.
So we're going to start off with, I actually have props. I have some props here, which you can't see right now. But first thing we're going to start off with is the fuel rod. These are available all over Disney property. There's a dispensing machine. I believe. How much is it?
It's on Walt Disney World property. They're $30. You can actually get them online for, Craig mentioned this on the show the other week, for $20.
I believe, $20 for shipping, and then also check their website for discount coupons because sometimes they'll run it like $2 off, $5 off, and then also a lot of airports, you'll see them being sold for a variety of ranges from like 20 to 40.
Right. These are very popular. And the reason that they're popular is that you can buy one. So let's say you get it online. You don't even buy it at Disney World. You save some money and you buy it online. You take it into the parks, you use it to charge your phone. Now, we were just noticing that from almost dead, we were getting about 70% charge on our phones. So that's pretty good. That's enough to keep you going. When you're done with it, you can recharge it, plug it into a regular USB port, and it will recharge, or just go up to another kiosk, put it in, and get a fresh one. And you can keep doing that as much as you want. So you buy it once, and you have it with you. Indispensable. Mm-hmm. Especially if you are using your phone as a camera.
Or now with My Disney Experience,
and My
you
Disney
have
Experience,
to use your phone.
You're always using your Wi-Fi and your phone, especially if you're in the parks all day. Mm-hmm. You know, it may be, several hours before you get someplace where you can charge your phone. Now, they do have like places you can plug in around Disney World, but who the hell wants to sit there and do that?
Why waste your time? Time is money at Walt Disney World. Why waste your time sitting at a charging station when you can be standing in line for an attraction using one of these fuel rods?
And that's what I love about it, is that, and this is very lightweight, it's very small profile, so it's not bulky. I mean, I do have charging packs that are bulkier, that have, more capacity, but this has worked out really well. So a fuel rod is definitely on the list of gadgets you're going to want to have with you on your next Disney vacation. Now, the second thing I listed as a must-have gadget, and I'm not going to be, I'll talk about the one that I have and why I love it, but it doesn't have to be this one. A smartwatch or a Fitbit. First of all, being able to track how much walking you're doing. That always feels good. At the end of the day, we're like, oh my Lord, I walked 8 miles today. That's really, But for me, now I use this. This is the Samsung Gear S3 Classic smartwatch. It will work with the iPhone, although it is really designed to work with the Samsung Galaxy phones. But for me, not having to constantly reach for my phone while I'm in the parks, because sometimes that's awkward. Being able to see a text message, respond to a text message, being able to get alerts and notifications about upcoming reservations, things like that. Being able to, especially with this, it has its own cellular connection, so you can make and receive calls directly through the watch. It's an invaluable tool for me.
I think the thing that you touched on first, more than anything else, is what people at Walt Disney World are going to love is just being able to see. I saw online the Disney Parks Moms panel says that the average guest walks 10 miles a day. Mm-hmm. So seeing that and, seeing that throughout your vacation and actually seeing that number. If you're on like a diet and you're trying to figure out how much you need to walk per day, or that's indispensable to have that information on you.
What I particularly like about this, walking is one thing, but walking at a pace and for a duration that's actually going to help you lose weight is another. Because what you ultimately want to do is get to lose weight. If that's something that you're focused on, you want to get your heart rate up. What I love about this is that once I've been walking at a healthy pace for 10 minutes, it begins letting me know, keep it up, that you're now at a healthy pace, that this is a fat-burning pace that you're on. And I can set my goals and say, how many steps I want to take a day, how much active time I want every day. It really helps keep me. I mean, those of you who've watched the show for any length of time know I've lost a pretty significant amount of weight in the last 2 years. This is one of the ways I have done that. It allows me to track. Now, you can also use an Apple Watch for that as well. But the Apple Watch, which runs the equivalent Apple Watch to this, is about $700. This is $300. And I will tell you, for me, it beats the Apple Watch hands down. Beats the Apple Watch hands down. Same thing, you have the changeable band, so you can match your outfits if that's important to you.
Or match your magic band.
Or match your magic band. But having a smartwatch or a Fitbit to kind of track that stuff, and I'm not a fan of Fitbit per se, but I throw that in here because a lot of people use them. But having some kind of activity tracker or a smartwatch, for me, invaluable. Invaluable in the parks. Now, the third one I'm going to talk about, not necessarily this one. This is a Sony point-and-shoot camera. This is a higher-end model. This is the RX104. This is what's called a DSLR replacement. So when I don't feel like carrying around my big camera, but I still want to get great pictures, I carry this around. But that's not why I suggest this. Phones are great, and phones can do a lot. Phones are still not able to fully reproduce the kind of pictures and the number of options you have with a good point and shoot. And I love Sony cameras right now. I think their cameras are amazing. And what I particularly like about them, and why I added it to my list of a must-have gadget, is it's got Wi-Fi functionality. So it creates its own Wi-Fi that you can connect to your phone, download your photos from this to your phone, and then go ahead and share them. And that includes video. What it will do, these cameras will film in 4K, but they will create two files. One, the full 4K file, and another one that will download to your phone that you can use to edit and then put onto Facebook. That's not that massive 4K file, so it's social media friendly. I love this camera, and a lot of the pictures I post on my own Facebook page are coming from this camera and another one like it, because I have more than one. But the idea of a point-and-shoot camera that gives you some more flexibility with the kind of pictures you can take, the Wi-Fi functionality, I think it's, for me, indispensable.
I think you touched on it again in the beginning with...
So everything I said after the beginning was garbage?
No, it was all good. But the iPhone pictures are great. But if you want your Walt Disney World vacation might be your once-in-a-lifetime Walt Disney World. I mean, not for all of us, especially if you're watching this, you're probably a big fan. But for many people, it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And to invest that a little bit extra money to get a quality camera, to get the quality pictures that you want from it, you can't get those back.
No, you can get a decent Sony point and shoot for about $300. This one runs about $800. You can go up as high as $12, but it all depends. I mean, that's giving you an awful lot of functionality for that price. But for what most people are going to use, if you want pictures that are superior to what you're going to get with your phone, a point and shoot camera with Wi-Fi is critical. And you can have a lot of fun getting creative with your shots. And like I said, it's social media friendly. You get them right onto your phone, edit them. I use an app called Lightroom by Adobe to edit my photos. I can do this all right on my phone in real time, and up they go. Up they go. So, Now, number 4 was an idea that you had that I'm like, oh my God, this is probably the most important gadget you can have with you.
Yeah.
And it's not even a piece of technology or electronics.
Right. So I was actually in Typhoon Lagoon on this past weekend, and I saw so many people carrying around waterproof cases for their phone. Like, it's a little pouch. You can get them for as cheap as $3.59 on Amazon. And basically, you can get it wet in the pool, or if it starts to downpour in the middle of the summer in Orlando, which will happen to you, it doesn't ruin your phone. So that is a huge plus to be able to. I think you can even use the phone through the pouch. So
depending on the pouch you get.
Yeah, depending on the pouch you get. I mean, that's just another indispensable tool for Walt Disney World.
A lot of these pouches not only will hold your phone, but will hold things like credit cards, cash, things like that.
Yeah, which can also be good if you're trying to not have to go through a bag line.
Yeah.
So, just stick your credit cards and your IDs in there and skip the bag line.
Exactly. Now, number 5 is a little different in terms of important gadgets to have when you're at Walt Disney World, whenever you're on vacation. And for me, again, indispensable. It's the Nest home security camera. It provides 24/7 live streaming. It plugs into a wall, so the batteries never go dead. And you can monitor your house, make sure everything's okay. I have them all over this house. They are in virtually except the bedrooms and the bathrooms, because I'm just not that creepy. But I've got them all around the house, on the outside and the inside. This particular one I just held up is an indoor camera. They do make outdoor versions of them. You can set up cloud storage so that it's keeping a 10 or 30 day archive of what it records. You can see who comes to your front door. You can see if anybody's in your house, what they're doing. It's peace of mind when you're on vacation. And again, indispensable for me. I use it constantly. And the quality of the video, especially on these new ones, is out of this world. It's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. So those are the 5 gadgets we think are the most indispensable at Walt Disney World. A portable charger like the fuel rod, a smartwatch like the Samsung Galaxy S3 that I'm wearing, or the Apple Watch, or a Fitbit, something to track your activity with, a Sony point-and-shoot camera, or any point-and-shoot camera that offers you Wi-Fi, gives you better pictures and the ability to edit them on your phone, share them on social media. Waterproof pouches, because it's Florida and it's theme parks and there's water and you don't want your electronics getting wet. And finally, the Nest camera, the Nest security camera for your home. So that is our list, and that is our show for this week. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with you again next week with another episode of the best and worst of Walt Disney World. Have a great week, everyone.